Good morning, class 7. I am Anil Bhagat, your science teacher from Modern International School, Hiswa. Welcome back to our e-learning program. Today, in this video lecture, we'll discuss about chapter 6, that is physical and chemical change. And today we are mainly focusing on the chemical change. Yesterday we had discussed about physical change and the difference between chemical change and physical change. Now let's discuss about chemical change, but before that we have to understand some activity. Last day I discussed about rusting a little. Now let's discuss about these activities. So here's first of all activity number 6.6. Here we are going to take a magnesium ribbon and with a sandpaper we rub the one tip of this magnesium ribbon or strip and burn it and put it in fire. And if you observe, we'll observe that it will burn with a very white flame, bright white flame. And after the formation of that we get the ash of magnesium. So a new component is formed, a new substance is formed, which is called MgO, that is magnesium oxide. Now take the ash of this magnesium oxide and put into water, and now it will form a base that is called magnesium hydroxide, which we discussed already in the acid, base and salt. So this magnesium hydroxide, if we test with the litmus paper, we'll find that it is basic. Then comes the activity number 6.7. okay, here in this activity what we are going to do, in this activity we take some copper and put it in hydrochloric acid. Then we get CuSO4, that is copper sulfate, and that is blue in color. So now take two test tubes and separate separate the liquids in copper sulfate solution in two test tubes. One test tube put some pieces of iron or a blade you can put that is made up of iron, and after some time you will observe the color will change into green color, and on the blade some brownish layer of copper is already deposited, and in the solution iron sulfate is formed, which is green in color. So this is how this reaction is taking place. Now comes the activity number 6.8. In this activity we take some vinegar, that is acetic acid, plus baking soda, and we mix it. Then we will observe a hissing sound will appear and bubbles comes out in the solution, and a gas is released. So pass this gas when freshly prepared lime water. When it is passed with lime water, you will observe that the color of the lime water turns milky. So here what is happening, here when we mix vinegar and baking soda, then carbon dioxide and some other substances are formed, and when carbon dioxide is passed with lime water, they form calcium carbonate. That is the reason of the change of color, that is milky color. So from these activities, if we observe in every activity there is a new substance is formed, and not only a new substance is formed, there are some other properties are also there in this chemical changes or in this chemical reaction. So what is a chemical change now? So the change in which one or more new substances are formed is called chemical change, and this chemical change is also called chemical reaction. And these chemical reactions are very important for our life, because every day whatever we are eating, whatever we are getting after doing a lot of work, these all are containing some type of chemical change. Digestion of food, ripening of fruits, photosynthesis, fermentation of grape, formation of curd, everything contains chemical change or chemical reaction. Even the medicines we are taking, which is life-saving medicine, is a product of a many number of chemical reactions. Then last we are getting. So there are some other properties of chemical reactions, like heat evolved from the chemical reaction. Next, sound may be produced. Then a change in smell will appear. Change in color is also appear. A gas may be formed. And burning of anything is a chemical change. Burning of anything is a chemical change. Not only burning, even explosion is also chemical change. Spoiling of food is also chemical change. And if you observe, certain properties are present. Whatever properties we discussed, it is also present there. Even the neutralization reaction is also a type of chemical change. Not only that, if you observe your mother in the kitchen, when our mother cuts potato and keep it for some time, it will turn brownish. Brinjal also, and apple also, because of chemical change. Iron is present in them, and this iron reacts with the oxygen present in the atmosphere, and then it will change the color, and the color is transformed into brown color or reddish brown color. So because of the formation of oxide of iron. Now comes a very important thing which we have to understand, that is called a protective shield. In class 5, we studied that there is a protective layer in the atmosphere, or in your geography you had studied about atmosphere, where there is a protective layer of gas, that is called the ozone layer. This ozone layer absorbs the harmful radiation of sun, that is ultraviolet radiation, and this ultraviolet radiation is very harmful for us. So to protect us, this ozone layer absorbs the ultraviolets. But what will happen after that? After that, ozone will break down and form oxygen molecules, which is also useful for us. So see how this ozone layer protects the earth. So that is why it is called a natural shield against this radiation also. Now let's discuss rusting of iron one more time. What is happening here? If we leave iron in a moist place, that is present of oxygen and moisture or water vapor, then a layer of brown layer will form on the iron, and that is called rusting. If the amount of humidity is more, that is amount of water vapor in the atmosphere is more, this humidity process is much faster. It becomes faster if the amount of humidity is more. So we have to protect it, because if we don't protect iron, then it will create a lot of loss. Like see how many things we use which is made up of iron. So if rusting is keep going on, then it will all destroy. Take a simple example of those big ships which float on the water. So because of a continuous connection with water, a lot of parts will destroyed because of rusting, and every year we have to change it. So it's a loss of money. So we have to find some solutions for this. So first solution is paint it. A layer or a coat of paint or grease on the iron. So this will stop water vapor reacting with the iron. So this will help you. If not, then comes the next process, that is called galvanization. That is the process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron. It's called galvanization. The process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. So by this process also we can protect iron. Nowadays, scientists produced, or the mineral scientists who work with the minerals, they discovered a way by which protecting iron, that is stainless steel. They mix carbon and chromium, nickel and manganese with iron, carbon, chromium, nickel and manganese, and they form a new substance called stainless steel, which is rust proof. It will not get rusted so easily like iron, or it will not get rusted. You can take it like that. So this is how we can prevent rusting. Now comes one more important process, that is called crystallization. In class 6 we had studied that by the process of evaporation we take salt from the seawater, that is the crystals of salt, but it is not good, not pure, and not very observable. We are not able to observe these crystals. But here if you perform a little reaction, we are able to see that we can get crystals from a saturated solution also. So how we are going to do that? Large crystals of pure substances can be formed from their solutions, and this process is called crystallization, and it is a physical change. So how we are doing this? We are going to study activity 6.9. So we will take dilute sulfuric acid. Every time when we are doing reactions, we are taking dilute sulfuric acid at your level. In your senior classes you are allowed to take concentrated, so leave concentrated dilute right now. Just understand dilute sulfuric acid plus mix a little water and few drops of H2SO4, water and few drops of H2SO4, and now start boiling it. After boiling, when it starts boiling, start adding copper sulfate powder and mix it properly. Mix में stirring, उसको मिलाते रहिए, है ना, किसी एक चीज से उसको घुलाते रहेंगे. So boil sulfuric acid and water and mix copper sulfate solution and keep it mixing and adding till this solution becomes saturated. Saturated means now this solution is not going to take or dissolve any more copper solute. So this, after this, now filter this one and allow it to cool for some time, and at the time of cooling don't disturb it, and then you will see that crystals of copper sulfate will form. So this is the different topics which is related to this chapter. So class, I hope you are able to understand this lecture well. If any problem, ask me class. I will help you. Have a great day. Be safe at home. Thank you.